Hey everybody, thank you for showing up for week 8. Goodness sakes, everybody, we are quickly heading toward the home stretch. I wanted to walk you through week 8 to give you a good sense of, the totality of the week's activities and assignments. So you can see here, you've already got a launch, a quiet launch where I just noted down what you would be accomplishing, but I'm going to add this screencast in here as well. So this whole week is really focused on, once you've submitted your prospectus, you are now committed to a topic. Now you have a topic. So this week is all about you learning how to find sources and we say pulling the sources, reading them, and then creating a limited annotated bibliography. All right, so let's see what you're going to go through here. Evaluating sources. This is a really good short article. If you've thought, oh boy, how do I know the difference between, is the Smithsonian Magazine considered scholarly? So I want you to click this link because it clearly states the difference between, say, a popular and a mass production and a database collection. So I want you to make sure you take a look at it. It's probably 3 minutes of visual looking at it, and make sure that you can differentiate between popular and scholarly sources. The next I guess assignment, although I don't have anything attached to it, I think you should read it, especially if you have had trouble making your way through a scholarly article. They're set up, some of them, if they're not more liberal arts based, then they are set up scientifically with an abstract. Almost all articles have an abstract, but with their why they got interested, what their methods were, how they did the experiment, what their findings were. So this is kind of like, hey, what are the sections of an actual sort of maybe more scientific journal article, and how do we make our way through it the most effectively and efficiently? So while there isn't any point value attached to these, they are very useful in this part of the research paper process. The CRAP test, I'm pretty sure you'll never forget it, but it also has a test. The CRAP test is, you can see that the CRAAP stands for something, and so you'll be able to take the quiz and kind of cement the crap ideas in your head. Chapter 14, I don't know if it's in the book that you bought, but I photocopied it in case you don't have access to it. What's motivating this writer? And so reading for the conversation, this is kind of trying to figure out about the articles you're reading, not about what you're writing, what you're reading. So, giving you a better sense of how to use your critical reading skills to be able to achieve ultimate comprehension of the pieces that you're going to read. Here I introduce the actual annotated bibliography, which is part 2 of the research paper. Here I have the actual instructions, the PDF of the instructions. Here I give you a screencast where I walk you through that PDF and I elaborate on it. Here's the rubric for how will your annotated bibliography be graded. What do other student samples look like? Here, that's what this is. Here's where you load up your annotated bibliography. Notice it is not due this week, but you should be working on it this week. It takes time to pull an article that's, say, 15 pages long, to read it, comprehend it, and annotate it takes time. And you need to supply 3 peer-reviewed sources. This is a data visualization workshop recording of a Zoom workshop. I know that sounds totally hinky, but it's one of my favorite librarians, and he really does a great job on this data visualization. So if you were to attend, say, Zoom, this is when he held it on Zoom for my class. So it's a recording of a previous section. But he does a good job of bringing to life the things that you will do in this more kind of work at your own pace library workshop. I would suggest you know, you don't have to watch this whole thing, but you can see how he explains things and how he engages the students, how he gets the students to do certain, use certain skill sets to produce images or graphs that they need. He gives great explanations. So I want you to watch this if you can, most of it, if not all of it. You can have it on in the background when you're doing dishes or whatever. And then the library workshop itself, the data visualization, which is self-paced, okay? Here I have a place where I want you to upload it so that you get 20 points credit for participating in this asynchronous workshop. All right, you will have at the bottom of this week, of course, a wrap-up, but really that's all that's going on this week. It almost seems too good to be true, doesn't it? Don't get me wrong. Notice I don't even have a discussion for you. I've got a couple of quizzes, but mainly what you're doing right now, you have a topic, you should be looking for your own information. I'm not providing it for you. This is up to you. We give you the skill sets, and now I'm turning you loose, okay? If you ever have questions, please email me or come to my office hours. So I think this is a pretty manageable week. Breaking the research paper up into these components makes it completely doable. It takes away the fear factor because we're just doing it in baby steps. Okay, everybody, have an awesome week. This is a fabulous, fabulous, beautiful month. May is one of my favorite months. I don't know why. It's kind of in between